Let's not waste any time and say hello to the one and only Sean O'Malley. Sean, how are you?
What's up, Ariel?
It's good to talk to you, my friend. It has been a while. Okay, so there's a lot to get to here. And by the way, sorry for keeping you waiting. Mike likes to talk a lot. He was very excited over there. I don't know if you heard any of that,
That's
but
okay.
yeah, he was pumped up. Okay, so congratulations. Are you happy, all things considered, with the way things turned out with USADA?
Yeah, I mean it is what it is, but it happened. It's over with, and that's kind of the common question I get asked about is the whole USADA thing. So I've been talking about it quite a bit, but yeah, I'm glad it's over with, and I'm back on the I'm unsuspended, and I can book a fight, and I already booked the fight, and I'm ready to go.
Could I ask? So you haven't fought in 13 months now, right? And I know you had two
Right.
surgeries, your hip and your foot, but then you had to deal with this as well. How would you like? You were on a rocket ship. You had all this momentum, and it will pick up, no doubt, come July when you fight. But to have it stop the way it did because of the injuries, because of this, like, how would you describe mentally the last year in your life?
Um, yeah, I had a good momentum going there. I'm going into that last fight. I was supposed to fight El Teco, and I had known I needed hip surgery. I had a torn labrum, which I think a lot of athletes do, but it was to the point where it's like I couldn't really train too much. So I got a cortisone shot, and I was going into that fight. My foot wasn't feeling too great. My hip was hurting. So I was going into that fight pretty injured, and then 3 weeks before it, that's when they called and said that I had failed that test. So I just find the positive in it, and I might have went in, broke my foot, tore my hip worse, been out longer. So I'm just trying to keep a positive mindset about the whole situation and look at it, as it might have been a better thing for me than to go in there and re-break my foot and tear my hip more. So, but as far as the momentum and the hype train, it's still there. I don't feel like it really left too much. I've been really busy. All my sponsors have been super cool. Um, they've all stuck with me. None of them said anything about it negatively. They all believe me, and we have a good relationship. So everything's been, it's been good. Besides what really sucked was just like the first couple months, maybe the first month or so. It was weird, and then it was super weird not being able to. Ever since I was 16, I'd always have a fight coming up, no matter whether it was 2 months away, 3 months away, 2 weeks. I'd always have a fight coming up. So it was really weird to not have a fight coming up at all and not even being able to book a fight. That was super weird. But like I said, it's over, and I'm happy, and everything's worked out.
Was there ever a point where you felt like you were going stir crazy? Like you're seeing all these fights, everyone has fights, weight cutting, preparing for fights at the gym, and you're on the sidelines. You're recovering. You're dealing with this stuff with USADA. Like in your mind, did you feel like you were kind of not so much losing it, but you know what I mean? Like this is your life, right? And you're so passionate about it,
Right.
and you could tell on social media you are itching to get back in there, and you can't.
Right. Yeah, it was nice though, because like I said, I had to get that surgery. So getting that surgery, I had to be out for 4 or 5 months. So that made it a lot easier having to get that surgery because I literally couldn't fight even if I wanted. Even if I wasn't suspended, I couldn't fight because I was recovering and had to do physical therapy. I wasn't ready to go into fight camp. So that's why it worked out so perfect because I needed to get that surgery, and I didn't want to. I was like, God, I don't want to get another surgery. I just got one, but it all worked out, and I'm ready to go now. I'm excited.
Okay. I know you said that you're alluded to the fact that you're a little tired of talking about the USADA stuff, and I totally get that. But I'm just wondering, do you know? So they came out and said that you're getting 6 months, or you got 6 months because Austrian was found in a contaminated supplement. Do you know what that supplement is now?
No, that's the thing about I think a lot of these I think they announced four or
Yeah.
five UFC fighters, and
Yeah.
I know of a couple more that haven't been announced yet or they're still going through the thing that we tested all of our supplements and none of us found anything in any of our supplements. I can't talk for everyone, but I know of two or three people in the UFC that tested all their supplements as well as I did, and they didn't find anything. And it's not even just the UFC; it's all the sports are going on that people are testing for that stuff. And I remember it said, I think I said it on your show, that it was right after, and I was talking about it. I said, I hope that doesn't happen to anybody in the UFC. No one, like, even if they're talking shit, I hope it doesn't happen to them. Now, I hope it happens to those motherfuckers because that shit sucks. And I still hear people talking shit saying I'm taking shit. And there's no way possible that you can test for something that you didn't take on purpose. Um, So all those guys that are still talking shit, I hope they do, and not in a bad way, just in a way that, you know, open their eyes a little bit to fucking it can happen, and it did happen, and it's happening not just to me but a lot of other people. I just happen to be the name that sticks out because of the following I have, and that's why I keep getting asked all the question. But it's not just happened to me; it's happened to a lot of people. I just happen to be the guy that keeps getting asked about it, and that's fine. But it happens. It did happen, and it did happen, and it sucks. But
Who's throwing shade? Let's name names. Who's
I've seen
throwing
a couple.
shade?
I've seen a couple guys in the UFC. This one guy I'm not gonna give him no credit, but this motherfucker keeps talking shit, and I didn't know. I just seen his name keep popping up. I didn't know he was in the UFC. He has like 800 followers or something. I didn't know he was in the UFC, but he keeps talking shit on Twitter. I don't comment on it because if I do, then it'll give him that little victory, like, I finally got a response out of him. But I'm not gonna throw out no names. They don't deserve it.
Okay, fair enough. And it happened twice, right? I didn't know that. I thought it just happened once, but it actually happened twice. Once in September, once in December.
Tested right after I got tested, and they said it was the same. They said it was a
Right.
lower amount, and it
Yeah.
hadn't been the same.
But
I
is
don't
that
know.
scary for you? Like, are you afraid this is going to be something that's going to be in your system? Like, it's going to keep coming up?
I don't know how that shit works. I don't think it's scary getting tested by USADA. I've never had a problem with it. Every time they came in, I'd say what's up, blah blah blah, do the thing, they'd leave, and I wouldn't get any emotions out of it, like, oh no, until after, because I didn't take anything and I tested for something. So now every time USADA comes in there, I'm like, it's like kind of get that anxious feeling, like, fuck, this could ruin. I might not be able to fight, because when they called me, I was 3 weeks out from a fight, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna be able to fight. I didn't take anything, and it shows that, like, the amount was so small, it shows I didn't take anything. Like, no, you're not fighting. So it is scary getting tested now. It's like, fuck, it's more anxious, kind of like this. It's just, it sucks, but it is what it is. I'm all for USADA. I'm pumped about, like, I'm glad they test us for steroids, all that shit. 'Cause I don't want to be fighting no one that's on shit. Um, I I think I totally agree with USADA as far as the fighting clean, and yeah, I don't know.
I maintain, though, that the way you handled it, I mean, as good, if not better than anyone in this game. Like, you came out, from what I understand, like, they didn't ask you to come out. No one told you to come out. You came out, you got ahead of it. Everyone was wondering what was going on. It was obviously a difficult situation for you. That was a massive card. That was the Khabib Conor card. And you came out and you were very upfront about it all. And so that alone, I think, should tell people a little bit about what's going on here, because if you have something to hide, you're probably not doing something like that. So I think it's important to give you props once again, as I did back in October, because the new USADA rule doesn't mean you have to come out. You could have waited. Like, we didn't know, like, not throwing any shade, but we didn't know about Nico Montano. We found out in that same press release. You came out and told the world beforehand. So I think you deserve a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it sucks because, like, I knew 3 weeks out that they still had a test sample B, and there was a millionth of a chance that that will be that it would say a different side to it. So I was still holding on to that, but I knew 3 weeks out before the fight, like, that I probably wasn't gonna be able to fight. But they weren't gonna, and then they said they weren't gonna announce anything, and I'm like, what the fuck? I gotta tell these fans, everyone's hyped about my fight, like, jacked about my fight, and I couldn't just not say anything. Like, I was, I do this sport because I fucking love it, and now that I've gotten a fan base and a following, like, that's another huge reason why I'd still do this and want to do this, is because of the following I have and the people that, so I had to let them know what was going on. And I think my true fans know I didn't take anything. But there's still those fucking dildos on social media that'll get your emotions roused up. It's funny, 50 good comments, and then there's that one negative comment that you cling on to. So I'm getting better at not reading comments. And you can say that they don't bother you, but they do. It's fucking annoying. It's like, I'm trained. This is what I'm pouring my entire life into, and for that to happen, and now everyone, oh, you're a cheater, PED user, and all this. You're on steroids, and it sucks, but that's just fucking humans.
Yes, I agree with that phenomenon as well. I know it very well. You could get 99 glowing comments, get one bad one, and for some reason we get fixated on the bad one. I don't know what it is. It sucks, but it's I guess it's human nature. Did you even watch that card? Like, were you able to watch it, the 229 card, knowing that you could have been on it and featured and all that stuff?
Yeah, I remember I said I was gonna go. I was
Yeah.
gonna go and just kind of be out away from it. I actually did. One of my sponsors, my parents still went to Vegas because I was supposed to fight, so they had all their hotels, everything. They were still going. They're like, "Oh, we'd love to see you." I hadn't seen them for a while, and I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna go, tough it out." And then I was gonna leave Friday night, and then my one of my sponsors was there, said, "Hey, I mean, I got 2 tickets if you wanna go." So I was like, "Oh, you know what? Don't be a pussy." And I went, and it was fun. We had a lot of fun. It was weird watching knowing I was supposed to fight. I was like, "Fuck, it sucked," but it was fine.
Okay. And I'm happy that you did that. I think it's good. So now you're coming back July 6th in Vegas again. Massive card once again, International Fight Week against Marlon Vera. Why him? Do you have? I mean, this is a big fight. This seems like everyone. I was seeing the comments. Like everyone feels like this is a proper step up, a nice step up. He's looked good. How do you feel about this matchup?
Yeah, my manager said, text me his name. I know who he is. I've met him once. He's actually a cool dude. I met him once. Um, like I met him. He was cool, and now I'm on social media saying I'm gonna knock him out. That's just how the fight game works. It's not like I don't like this guy. I don't mind him. I can still say I'm gonna go knock him out and beat his ass. But yeah, they asked me him. I went back, watched a couple of his fights, and when I watch someone fight, I can kind of get an idea of how the speed, how fast, slow they are. He looks slow. He looks like he's just. I feel like I'm gonna be on another level of speed in there, just like I am every time I get in there. Same with Soccer Mom. I felt like I was just too fast. I don't think he hit me one time on the feet. I think the only time he hit me is when I broke my foot. But so I think it's gonna go something like that. I think I'm gonna be in there moving around. He's not gonna be able to hit me. Get frustrated with that, not know what to do, try to take me down. So that's kind of how I see that fight going out. I think I'm gonna be too fast for him, and put him away. I think it's a perfect matchup for me, and I'm super excited to be able to get this matchup coming back.
A couple weeks ago on the show, we had Brandon Davis on. He was calling you out, saying that he wanted to fight you. Was that fight ever in consideration?
Ariel, I've been called out by I think 7 people since I've been out. 7, I've counted 6 or 7. I've been called. I don't know. I can't only fight a couple times a year. Well,
Right.
if once I need to stay healthy. I need to get through this fight, no bullshit, and stay healthy. And I'm hoping I can fight at least 3 or at least twice by the end of the year. Hopefully 3.
Wow.
Um, But I'm sure I'm gonna fight all these dudes. Like I said, I've been called out by 6 or 7 guys since I've been out, and that's good. They should be calling me out. I mean, it makes sense. But so as far as all the guys that called me out, no, I haven't really looked at any of them as a serious matchup. Because I was suspended the whole time. I can't say, oh, I'm gonna fight him. I didn't know when I was gonna get unsuspended. It could have been a 2-year suspension. So I wasn't even thinking about fighting any of these dudes. And then I had known I was fighting Cheeto for a couple weeks before it got released. So I was kind of just planning on fighting him.
Okay. But you should take that as a compliment, right? I mean, the fact like that Michael Bisping was like that. Like everyone wants to fight the biggest name in the division. Obviously, the champion is the guy everyone wants to eventually fight. But if you're not a champion, you're getting called out by seven,
Right.
8 guys. That's a compliment to you.
Yeah.
You view
Yeah.
it
And
as such, right?
like Tim said, right. I'm 24 years old and I'm getting better fast. Like every fight you can go back, look at my Alfred fight, Terrion fight, Andre fight. Like I'm improving fast. So these guys calling me out early is probably pretty smart for them. They're not gonna get the best sugar. But they'll all get it eventually. I'm 24. I got 10 years of fighting left. I'm sure we'll fight all those guys.
Any concerns about ring rust on July 6th?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've been sparring in the cage at the lab. We do our sparring, and it's that's like fighting in it's like that's like a regular fight. So I've been getting back in there, doing my rounds. And then it's a performance in there. It's fighting, but it's also a performance, and that's what I do best is performing. And I'm really good at fighting, so it's a good combination for me.
Speaking of the lab, how about the face of the lab? Who's this? Who's this little guy or girl?
It's Kush,
Kush, what's up? Girl or boy?
you Kush and Pete.
Oh, wow. You got a whole party there.
Yeah, my dudes.
Just chilling.
What we're saying.
By the way, what are we playing these days?
Fortnite still,
Still?
just always
You're not
Fortnite.
bored of that?
Yeah, Well, I've been cutting down a lot. The reason I used to play 6 hours a day at least when I was going up through my surgeries and my recovery, because I could only train once a day. So I was still grinding on Fortnite. Lately, I've been playing 5 days a week, couple hours a day. That's about it. But just because now I can train twice a day, I'm back to like regular life. So it's been good. But yeah, I still Fortnite still the best game out right now
Why'd
for
you switch?
me.
Like, doesn't it get boring? I mean, you've been playing it for like a year now. Doesn't it get no redundant?
It's been over a year, but no, I haven't got bored of it yet, and that's been the longest game I've played this game the longest, longer than any game, but it's a good game.
Wow. Okay. Well, I hear it's a good game. I never played it myself. I don't know if you know. A friend of mine, Ninja. We're friends. I went to his house. You know about him? He's very good at
Oh
Fortnite.
yeah. Ninja, he fucking shot me in the head one time at a there was this pro-am tournament. It was 50 pros, 50 celebrities, and then we had a duos tournament, and he killed me. It was sweet.
That's my guy. If you ever want to talk to him about tips or anything like that, I could probably put you in touch
Thank you,
if
sir.
you want. If you want, there's no pressure or anything like that. And okay, so I was gonna ask about the lab, the face of the lab, Benson Henderson. Did you see his fight on Saturday? That was a great fight against Adam Piccolotti. Did you watch it?
I didn't. I was at this jujitsu tournament,
Oh,
and then we went out to eat after. But I saw that he won. That was awesome. Yeah, he is the face of the lab. You know, he's the leader of the lab, and he's a bad dude.
okay. And let me ask you before I let you go, the state of the division a little bit up in the air right now with TJ gone for 2 years, stripped of the belt. We've got Marlon and Henry fighting June 8th. How long, in your opinion, in your mind, before you're in that discussion? Because it seems like it's a little wide. It's getting interesting, right? We've got Corey Sandhagen with a big win this past weekend. Peter Yan is coming up. I think 135 is super interesting, despite the fact that the champ is gone. But in your mind, how long before you're back in that discussion?
Yeah, the division's stacked. It's looking better than it ever has. I think probably next year.
Okay.
I gotta get through this fight, stay healthy. I used to always kind of plan, where will I be next year? Where do I want to be next year? That doesn't really work. I didn't plan on getting 2 surgeries and getting suspended last year. So I just want to get through this fight, um, and then book another fight healthy and stay healthy. But I wouldn't be surprised, 2020 that I'm making a run at that belt. I feel like my skill level's there, my mentality's there, my work ethic is there, and I just got to go out there and prove it. I think I'm gonna go out there and put on a really good show. I've been grappling with really good guys lately, and that's kind of what everyone's always been saying. Oh, you're grappling, but I've been grappling hard. I've been continuing to strike, so I think I'm just getting more dangerous, and we'll see this next fight. I think that'll kind of show where I'm at.
Who do you like, Cejudo or Moraes?
I don't really doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care who wins, but
Okay.
that's a good fight right there.
It is.
Um, I want I don't who do you think's gonna win?
Oh, man. Can I be honest with you? Nice job turning the
Yeah.
tables on me, though. I don't make predictions only because everyone in MMA is way too sensitive. And so if I come out and say, oh, Marlon Moraes is going to win,
Yeah, I get
Henry
it.
Cejudo is going to blow me up. Hey, man, I thought we were cool. You come on the show, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, to me, the
So you
juice
think
isn't
I'm
worth.
gonna win or no?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'll say that. And then Marlon will be on, and then I'll tell him, no, I just don't say anything to anyone because
No, that's fair.
I don't want to ruffle
That's
feathers, you
fair.
know?
But that's a good fight. I I don't like guessing fights either because I know how fucked up fighting is and it takes one shot. But um, Henry's hard to deny right now, but so is Marlon. So I'm not gonna say either.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. And by the way, I like the so you had Soccer Mom last time. Now we're going with Cheetos because I saw the video. Is that the name?
Yep.
Okay, you hit the
Soccer Mom,
Cheetos.
Cheeto. Yeah, they're giving me some good names to play with. So
Well, welcome back. It's good to have you back. The
thank you,
Sugar Show
sir. Thank
returns
you. I
July
appreciate
6th,
it.
UFC 239. I'm glad it all worked out. You didn't get the 2-year suspension from USADA. That would have been absolutely crippling. And I'm happy that you're returning on this big card. Thanks for doing this, Sean. Great to talk to you. Good luck in training. We'll see you in Vegas.
Thank you. See you there.
All right, there he is. Sugar Sean O'Malley.